Sambujang Damfa of the Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Project. I am the Regional Coordinator for CRR South. The activity that we come to embark on constitute one of the key activities of this project. Because I'm sure you're aware, this is an ecosystem-based adaptation project. The adaptation is to what? Is to climate change. We are adapting to climate change by enrichment planting, by the restoration of degraded farmlands, and a series of other activities. But what we are coming to embark on today precisely is the enrichment planting in our community forests and in the degraded farmlands in the selected communities of the EBA project. These community forests, I'm sure you know, have been seriously damaged through felling, indiscriminate felling, and burning of charcoal and all the other things. So one of the major activities of the project today is what we are doing, which is enrichment planting. Altogether, actually, we're targeting a lot of villages in the regions, in the three regions of the project. The three regions of the project are LRR, CRR, North and South, URR, North and South. These are the three regions. Actually, in my area here for the year one, in CRR South, we are targeting about 8 communities. Some of them are community forests where we are intervening, and the others are degraded agricultural farmlands where we want to restore as an adaptation measure. Well, so far so good, because actually we're also using a varieties of means to mobilize and create momentum for popular community participation. Because communities definitely are very much aware of the degrading farmlands, which is also affecting their livelihoods. The productivity is going down significantly, especially in the farmlands. And there has been serious felling in the community forest, as a matter of fact. And any intervention that is targeting these two areas, I think really is drawing a lot of desire, a lot of actual appreciation from the community members. So actually we have a lot of good participation from the communities. So far so good. We're also using the community radios and the traditional communicator groups to enhance the community participation and create more ambience.
So if we say restore and rehabilitation of these agricultural lands, that means tree planting is one of the key activities that would really help in bringing back the forest condition, and as well as improving the soil condition in the farmlands that were already been degraded or abandoned. And then the forest also, we are trying to restore it so that the lost forest cover, we all know how useful the forest is to the environment, because without telling much, we know that forest contributes to rainfall. It contributes to controlling of erosion in terms of soil, wind erosion, water erosion, and the like. So this activity, I can say, is one of the key milestones in this project. In the CRR North, we have about 9 communities that we will be planting in the community forest and in the degraded agricultural lands. That's a total of 9 communities for the CRR North in this rainy season. Yeah, so far we started yesterday, and then prior to that there was a planning that was done. So the communities are fully aware, because this is not imposed on them. They know the problem, they feel it, and then come out with it. So the project is facilitating what is their need. We are facilitating the problem of the community to solve their need. You see? So they really know about it, and then they gave us even the itinerary that we are to work on for the next of the subsequent days for the planting period. So they were all mobilized, because each of these communities we are going have a committee that is established already. And the committee was remobilized before this planting starts, as well as those farmland owners were also assessed, and they tell us what was their need in terms of the seedling variety that they would want to plant in their CFs, and as well as on the degraded agricultural farmlands. In fact, one of the emphasis that we made clear to the communities that are benefiting from this planting is that planting is one thing, but this protection aspect of these seedlings is in fact the major activity. So coming out planting trees, that's very good, but then we have to make sure that we take care of them because these are just like a newly born baby. So if you handle your baby without suckling it, without caring for it, what will happen is you may end up losing the baby. So the plants also, if they plant without controlling them, without protecting, they may end up losing them. So the mechanism that we are advising and advocating for is to establish what we call live fencing. So in that, we are proposing to give out what we call lime. We all know lime is good for live fencing, to be planted along the peripheries of these farmlands and along the community forest areas. Not only using lime, but we will also use sisal. We all know sisal is very thorny, and when it grows, nothing can cross over it, especially these small ruminants will never cross and get into it. And one of the most trouble experience within this region is grazing, overgrazing, because we do have our own livestock grazing as well as the foreign herds that are coming from neighboring countries. So when we have this lime and this sisal planted along the peripheries of the planted areas, we hope that that will also serve as a protective mechanism. Not only stopping to that, but bushfire also. Communities, there will be training done towards the protection of these seedlings against bushfire. So we will establish fire belts around also to these areas that were being planted, or to strategic areas where we normally, or communities do normally experience bushfires coming from, to make sure that no fire will enter to these planting areas. As well as the communities also identified patrolmen who will be going around from time to time, trying to monitor and then patrol these planted areas. On the CF, the ones on the farmland owner or the clan will be responsible of protection. These are some of the mechanisms that we are yet to, we want to put in place for the protection of these seedlings.
I am Mr. Fode Jadama, Regional Director, Agriculture, CRR. The environment of the Gambia is currently under stress, particularly the forest. That most of the indigenous trees have been cleared and we lost them. The farmlands are affected simply because we lack vegetative cover to protect the soil. Rainfall is getting lower, less and less. We believe it's because we have less forest cover, because there's linkage between forest cover and climate. The climate is changing, particularly Lower Salum, Upper Salum, Nyanija, and Nyani. They have lost almost 90% of the forest cover, which we believe is affecting rainfall in the area. And the flora and fauna, particularly the wildlife, is almost in non-existence. You yourself can see how open this place is. Since we came here, you have not seen single wildlife. No monkey, no rabbit, name them. And people also need energy, and which is coming from the forest. So firewood is becoming a problem. Therefore, there is a need as a country to come back and engage the communities that are feeling the brunt of the issue, to plant trees that were lost. My belief is it should not be trees that are exotic, means coming from other countries. We have lost a lot of our indigenous trees. The example, sorry to use the local language, our NATO is high time for us. That is why EBA project is designed and being implemented. Environmental based approach means we have the belief that there's connectivity. What is going on in the farmland, what is going on in the forest, what is going on in the rice fields are all connected. Therefore, if we revive the forest, we believe we're going to improve on our environment. That can also enhance the amount of rain we are receiving yearly. How do we make sure we sustain the crops that we are planting, the plants we are planting today? I think the best approach would be first to engage the community, for them to understand that what we are doing is for their own good. Protecting the environment is in their best interest. I have the belief few individuals in the community should be empowered. Let me give an example.
most of the people in these communities use horses to travel, to cultivate their crops. I believe if we provide few active farmers with horse cart and a horse, and give them some little bit of incentive in terms of allowance monthly, for them to be in charge, to be routinely coming into the forest and scout what is in the forest and protect them. Secondly, we sensitize the farmers. When we are in the dry season, you have bushfire, outbreak of bushfire. They should not sit and allow bushfire to consume the forest. Instead, they should do their best to control it and keep it off. I think these strategies can work. Community forest approach be adopted. We empower the people of the forest and give them the right to deter anybody coming into the forest and have what they call free ride, means the free will to do anything. If that worked, probably this particular village, the forest, the very forest we are in, to say, this is your forest, no matter what. No other person should come from outside and come into this forest, even if they have a receipt or what do we call a license to do it. Make sure you verify and authenticate that this, the receipt or the license he or she is obtained is a genuine one, is from an authority. And that authority should also be questioned, that or be challenged as well, that they, even though they have the power, should not give license without consultation with them, so as that anybody who comes into this forest will be controlled. And the forest, to anybody who comes, whatever you take out of the forest, the proceed, I believe the people of the community should also benefit. Probably let 10%, 50%, whatever percentage it may be, so as that when they have it, they can also be encouraged to take care of that forest. So property rights is the issue. If there is competition between the forest and outside the community and outsiders of the resources, they also will jump in and destroy it, and they will not have the willing or the zeal or the courage or the encouragement to protect, because outsiders are coming to destroy it even though it's theirs. That's what I believe can be done in order for us to be able to sustain and manage the forest in a sustainable manner.
My name is Mohamed Mane, commonly known as Doctor, and the chairman of Nyanija Kaura Society, youths in Nyanija, to do the tree planting exercise, of which we are embarking on to 3 different districts, that is Nyanija, Upper Salum, Nyani, and Same. And if God wills, with the help of Almighty God, we are going to be involved in all these 3 or 4 constituencies. As others rightly stated, we are losing our flora and fauna. For that being the case, Nyanija Kaura Society is standing by their toes to see to it that we regain our flora and fauna. Yes. On that yesterday when we were at his area, that is Buduk, of which he gave us a strong promise that when these trees are planted, they will make sure that the taking care of the trees will be assured from the villagers or the community. And there will be a group that is going to be supervising the tree immediately after the rainfall.
My name is Idrissa Sisi. I am the ward councillor for Chairman. Nyanija district. Definitely I am very much impressed, because considering the amount of the number of seedlings that are distributed within this ward, it is a great achievement, because even myself I have been struggling to get into this tree planting, which has been tremendous by the Nyanija Choral Society, Youth Choral Society. They have came with this initiative, and then they have brought a lot of seedlings into this area, which I am very much happy with. I was even speaking to the officials of this project. Now, transplanting the trees is important, but also sustaining them. The sustainability of this project is more important. Like, as I was speaking to them, we need to identify people who will be employed directly and will be going around protecting these seedlings, to make sure that we achieve our goals. Those are one of the factors that the project need to look into. The community also has been sensitized very well, concerning about protecting these trees, like bushfires, and chasing animals and other things.
Hajia Jallo, district youth chairperson for Upper Flood West District. Without trees, there will be no rainfall. So we have encountering like what we discovered now. It is like this global climate change. It is affecting, especially in Sierra. We know the couple of years back, trees were cut down. So most of the trees which are cutting down is in this region in Sierra. They are not replaced, and also now, if these people come with this initiative, I'm really impressed with it. Yeah. Thinking like the ACD or whatsoever, the organization should come with a mechanism where that like this tree is being protected, and the village also have a responsibility there. And I think they should have communities or organizations where that they will be the one who will be taking care of this tree, because of like you cannot ask someone like I'm planting this tree in your community and you don't give them responsibility. The responsibility also they should give to them. They should have some people where that they will be paying them monthly. They will be responsible for the trees coming over, and when after the rain season around the trees they try to clear it so that we can be they will be protected from fire, and secondly we will be protected from people because of some people they don't know. They might come and see the tree just standing like that, they just want to hold it and cut it down. So I think it will affect us at the end of the day. It's meaning like what we are doing is just we are throwing it into the bush. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Maimuna Sane from Bansang. Pressure to this is an important thing, because as we know, deforestation is not good in a country, especially in Nyamina, because we all know that Nyamina is a place where people cultivate much crop. So if at all deforestation want to come to Nyamina, it won't be a good thing to the country. They used to burn the bushes. So when they have a committee who are taking care of these trees for us, so that when fire comes, they will come out and protect the trees, so that the fire will not have access to burn them.
My name is Lamin Jata. I'm the regional coordinator for the large ecosystem-based adaptation project of the Gambia in URR South. If you look at this global warming and the climate change effects, and you look at the forest also is highly degrading, and it's a call for concern. And I think this project intervention has been highly anticipated and is long overdue to arrest some of the effects of climate change we are experiencing now. Targeting 6 communities as far as this exercise is concerned, and it's also part of our first interventions in the communities. Gradually we'll be intervening into more communities, but for a start, in CRR South, we are concentrating on villages like Tambasansang, Kumbul, Jael. We are currently in Sandikunda. From here we'll also reinforce the team in CRR South, a village called Tubanding and Daru respectively. And, yeah, as you are here now, in fact not intending, we have already done it. Okay. So far we have transplanted about 4,300 plant species, and it comprises of 6 species. You have the Malaina, you have the Mahogany, you have the Bunkungo, the local name, you have the Bantango, you have the Neto, and you also have the, what's the other one? Yeah, I think it's 6 in number. Huh? In fact, I will first of all thank the regional forestry officer for his early interventions, and he has made the necessary groundworks that lead into a positive community participation as embedded in the project document. Communities have to come and take the lead. I've also observed with happiness that many women have taken part, which is also because they are a key stakeholder as far as the project is concerned. We are seeing their participation and is highly appreciated.
This is Sao Sabale, the Regional Forestry Officer, URR.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. In fact, that is our major concern because after planting these trees, one, we are planting the trees because the forest is highly degraded due to a lot of human activities and also climate variations. So our observations and assessments have shown that the Gambia has lost almost 100,000 hectares of forest. So this was collectively done by all of us. We harvest our firewood, our roofing materials, our other things. So there is high need to replace that because we will continue to need this forest, even generations to come. So that is why we are intervening in community forest areas. All these areas were assessed and we look for forest areas that were highly degraded, one of which is this one. So we have planted, like Jata has stated, over 4,000 seedlings here today. Their protection, we will still continue to work together with the community, with the support of the project and the Department of Forestry and other key stakeholders to ensure the protection of the planted seedlings here. One major protection is to protect this area against fires, which we have some strategies. We will go into what we call forest fire management, regional fire management. There are a series of activities in that, which include sensitization, which include assessment of the areas, which include assessment of the fire risk areas. We have certain areas around here that are major risk areas. Every year we encounter bush fires in those areas. So we will continue to interact with the community, look at what potentials they have, look at their weaknesses, and see the gaps where the project, forestry department, and other stakeholders can come in to join together to see what strategies we are going to put in place here, one of which I'm sure will include early control burnings, because here the soil type is mainly rocky, the grass species are highly flammable. During the rainy season, the temperatures are very high, coupled with strong winds. When bushfires come, they consume almost every hectare of the forest. So that we will put frequently patrolling here. The committee has been strengthened. There are patrolmen that we have identified. The project is going to support these patrolmen with their necessary materials to at least facilitate their work. And also the community at large will be vigilant. They will be out together with us. Should there be any bushfires here, there will be intensive firefighting. And we will also be vigilant to look for offenders, culprits. The law will take its course. The Forest Act is there. Of course, we will do all other activities, we will do our best, but when we have culprits also, the law will take its course.
Thank you very much. Once again, I want to say good morning. I am Mohamed Baji, the Regional Coordinator for Large-Scale Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Project, a project of the Gambia under the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment. And today we are embarking on the tree planting on degraded agricultural land as part of the project intervention site to restore the degraded agricultural lands so that farmers can be able to utilize agroforestry, where they can at least have the tree species planted at the same time cultivating their farmlands. And as you can see today, we have been joined by the community of Saregubu Wasiru in the tree planting of an individual farmer who is very interested, as we can see. The participation is very welcoming, it's very encouraging. And today we are transplanting 300 cashew seedlings, but we'll be transplanting more in subsequent days. So today is a memorable day. And I want to urge everybody who is outside there listening and participating into this project that it's a project that has come to strengthen the livelihood of the people, to restore the degraded agricultural land. And we're also transplanting in the forest covers that have been degraded. So based on the supply that we have today we designed to transplant these seedlings in the degraded agricultural lands. Protection is very important. It's one of the key areas that we are looking at when we transplant. Transplanting, yes, it can be done by the majority of individuals who can come and support us. But the next step that we are encouraging every farmer that receive this help to take care of these seedlings by providing tree guards. This is a degraded agricultural land, as you can see, although some agricultural activities are taking place. Seedlings have been transplanted, they have been purchased by the project and supplied to the farmer. The major role here is to protect these seedlings, and we'll be doing the monitoring every 3 months. Every time we'll be coming here so that we can monitor the survival rates of these seedlings. The farmer have to take up the responsibility to protect these trees that are planted here in the degraded agricultural land by providing fence around the trees so that at least they can survive. The survival ratio can be high. This is what we have negotiated with the farmer, and we are trying to encourage it, and working with the Department of Forestry, we are trying to look at that as a very important aspect of the project. Protection is very important. Protection, as I said, is very important. The project is investing a lot of money in purchasing and transportation, especially in the transplanting of these seedlings. So every seedlings that have been transplanted, key message here is the community have to take up the responsibility in the protection of those trees that are planted. By live fencing to avoid bushfires, the community themselves have to mobilize and strengthen every aspect of protection that the trees that are planted have the survival ratio that we need. The community have to take up the responsibility. EBA is here to give them support, to strengthen them, to give them all that they need.
I am Balamusa Kijera, and the regional coordinator of EBA in Lower River region. Well, I mean, the degrading nature of our environment. We have seen our forests disappearing over the years, and this was due to our own attitudes, traditionally, and our, agricultural practices also. Increasing population also, and so the forest disappeared without replacing. So now it is rather too late, but better late than none. This is why we are, of course, trying to replace, to enrich the forest so that, in the future, we can have a beautiful environment. Yeah, to get a cooperative community, you need to be very, very technical. First, you have to build confidence at community level. If the communities have confidence in you, it will be easy for you to mobilize them. So we do not find it very difficult to mobilize these people. You can see the turnout. It's just that it coincided with a social event in the community. The turnout is a bit less than we expect. But definitely we have had successful programs in other communities. How many villages? We are targeting 8 villages in Lower River region for this year, 2018. Yeah. These are, of course, Manduar in Kiang West, Kulikunda also in Kiang West, Sankandi. Then you have Barokunda, Sutukung, Bantanyima, Nyawulung in the Jara East, and Karantaba in Jara West.
Very well, are protected.
We have 2 major strategies. One, to intensify community sensitization and training on, environment protection, including control of bushfires, which are major causes of forest deforestation. So we'll intensify, we'll do a lot of training in that area so that communities take up the responsibility to protect their environment, protect bushfires. That's one strategy. And the other strategy is, trees planted that are exposed to not only the fire incident, but to local community animals. We will have some tree guards in all the seedlings planted so that during the dry season, these trees can be protected from animals. And the third strategy is boreholes will be provided in strategic areas so that, when we need water, these boreholes can supply water to the needy areas. These are all strategies to, protect the trees.
All right, my name is Fatuba. I am from the Balondara Drama Group, and we came here in this region just to be part of the nation development. especially the climate change, because climate change is affecting our nation, is affecting the world, I can say. But when they come with this development, I think we too, as a good citizen, we should take part in this, because it's very important for everyone. You know, this is why we are here today. Yeah, sure, because that is why we are here, to entertain them, to encourage them, and also to encourage them to be part of this nation development, and for them to see the importance and the impact of what we are doing, because this is a very good training exercise that is going to help not just the elders, but the children that are coming up. So I think with the entertainment that we are giving them a message through our own skill, that is the acting skill. But we don't just give them acting or drama or such, but we sing to give the message so that it will spread so easily to everyone who is present here.
My name is Bubakar Kinde, from the Department of Parks and Wildlife Management, a focal point for Jara Barokunda Community Wildlife Protected Area. Recently, we are in Kia Mbajana in Kia West District, Lower River Region. Specifically, we are restoring mangroves. So by restoring, they are well committed, because this is not my first time working with them. I started working with them in 2014 to 2017. So I know how well prepared they are whenever it comes to restoring mangroves. Yeah, from time to time it will be monitored. I know our monitoring officer is even on the ground, so from time to time it will be monitored, so to see the progress of the work.
My name is Ibrahim Koli. I work at the Ministry of Environment as a senior planner at the ministry. But we do work with EBA, that is a large-scale ecosystem-based adaptation project. It's a new project being funded by UNEP at a tune of $21 million US. We've gone out to the field for the past 5 days on planting at the degraded lands within the country, from North Bank, from LRR, CRR North and South, and URR both North and South. Not only on the degraded land, but also on the community forest, that is the CF, and also restoration of mangroves around the river banks. As you can see, we are here in one of the villages called Bajana. Here we are doing a restoration work. Here, the restoration work, the purpose is to ensure that the ecosystem is bring back. That is the lost ecosystem that we have here. That is, a lot of mangrove have died here. Secondly, this mangrove also provide is a spawning area for the fishery sector. So a lot of fish will have their spawning point here, which will contribute to the nutritional balance of the nation. So the overall program, I think, for me, is very, very successful. So, as you know, we are also talking about that protection. First, we will ensure that to minimize the incident of fire, because that is one of the number one biggest threat to the crop. After that, we are also planning, it's also in the pipeline, to ensure that the trees are being protected with tree guards, that we are on it. That's another one part. And the third component will be provision of water system to the crop, the farmlands and even forests, to ensure that these trees that we water and that we plant are not only ICC, because we have about 7 to 8 month dry spell, so we will support them. These three things, that is fire, to minimize the incident of fire, protection with tree guards, and also provision of water will serve as a protective measure to ensure that these trees are grown to their satisfaction and to the best wishes of all of us.
Thank you. My name is Hatab Kamara, Market Analysis and Development Section Head, Department of Forestry, Banjul. Now in Bajana, we are implementing a program which is called Mangrove Restoration Program. This is a program that has been initiated a long time ago by different projects. For the last 2-3 years, it was by UNDP, JF program, who were funding the program, and those ones ended last year, 2017. So this 2018 is taken up, the same activity is taken up by EBA, Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Program. EBA now take up the program to support the communities who are on the coastal zone, especially on the Bintambolong tributary. The communities that are on that tributary, those are the communities that they lace hands with and partners with, so that to restore back the disappeared mangrove along the Bintambolong tributary. Moment communities, definitely they are very keen in this program. They are very willing to take up this program because they have seen the benefit. They have seen the benefit, and they have seen the impact that led to disappearing of their farrow land, their Bantu farrows. The areas where they cultivate rice field, they are now disappearing. From 100% now, you will see some villages, they lose all. Some they are just mingling with only 10% Bantu farrow that they can cultivate there. This is all because of what? This salinity intrusion to their farrow land, areas where they cultivate rice. So that is caused by what? The disappearing of the mangrove. These mangroves that were gone. These mangroves are along the Bolong so that they will retard the speed of salinity intrusion to the upland. That is especially to the Bantu farrows. So if those mangroves are gone, then this means there is no device, or there is no living thing, there is no tree that can stop the salinity intrusion to the upland. So for the past 10 years, when the community started this, definitely they realized some are gaining some rice field, reclaiming some rice field, and other villages who were under this massive catching of fish. Before they lose fishes, there were no fishes, but as at now, I'm telling you, some communities, if you go there, before you ask them, they will show you the remainder of the fishes that they are now enjoying. Big tilapias and different fishes now, they are coming up due to what? Due to mangrove restoration, because they feed the fishes. They feed on the mangrove, the decayed mangrove leaves in the loam, and also the fishes. Also, this is where they make as their breeding place. This is where the fishes will come and breed the juvenile ones, and when they are matured now, they can go now to the cities, to the town. Those are the ozones, to the seas, to enjoy. So the communities, definitely, this mangrove restoration program is nothing like a devil work or so, because as they are doing it, they are seeing the benefit immediately. The reclaiming of their rice field, and also the abundance of fish and different type of fishes that are now available in the tributaries that they are restoring. That one also, the planting on the farmland, that basically is because of the degradation, land degradation. Because due to this rampant tree felling, due to the high population, new settlements are coming up, and also the value of the forest, resources, because what should cost you, what you should earn 1 million, you are just getting 200,000 out from that. So the value of this forest product, this is what causes everything. This is what causes everything. Even internationally, the value of this forest product, this is what is causing this rampant tree felling, abundant tree felling, just massively like that. Only what? For the economic gain. And also the new settlements. The new settlements that are coming up due to population growth. And also, this also is part of it, farmland encouraging. Because as of now, you see deforestation is so wide now. And definitely the pattern of rainfall is so scarce. It's so scarce due to what? No tree. So this bring communities to what? When they farm a piece of land for 1 year, 2 years, they move to forested area, they clear off the side, and then they grow up Narika or groundnut. Due to what? Because of the forested sites are always fertile zones. So the areas that they clear, that will be open. 1 year, 2 years, the fertilizer that they use, I don't know what is MPK, I don't know which one or which type of fertilizer they will use. That fertilizer is very hazardous to our soil condition. We have to remember that Gambia, our soil condition, the thickness is very little. It's not more than even 2 inches. the thickness of our soil fertility. So you see the heavy machinery that we are using on our this farmland definitely is not doing good. So at the end, what happened? Gullies will come up, run off. So those runoff will do what? They will drag all the soil fertility, soil nutrient to where? All into the slopes, and the remaining to where? To the riversides. So that carrying of sand to the riverside, that sands that are stagnant at the base of the mangrove, that also the soil is hot, mud is cold. So whenever the soil cover the mud, what happened? The soil retain the heat of the sun. So as the soil retain the heat of the sun, what happened? The root of the mangrove will become hot, and at the end of the day, they will be rotten. When they are rotten, this lead to the massive dieback of mangroves. Everything you need sustainability. Wherever there is no sustainability, that's not a meaningful development. Don't never call it as a development. But for EBA, their entry point, that is through what? Forestry Department. So Forestry Department is not today. Since 1990, Forestry Department started these participatory approaches. Power to the people, to empower the communities through what? Natural resource management, and also through that also their livelihood needs also could be improved. We train them on basic forest management, and also the ways of the different enterprises that they can obtain from the forest management, whereby their livelihood could be improved. So the communities that EBA project is dealing with, those are communities that are already part of forest management. So Forestry Department train those communities, and some communities are now up to 10 years, 15 years. So now those people are masters now in forest management. So those people already, they are technicians, they are forest technicians. They know when to plant, they also know what are the necessities, how to do the silvicultural management. They are trained of all those methods and the technologies in terms of tree and forest management. So these people definitely, they know when to plant and how to protect their plant also as well. I will tell you, as we are here in this rainy season, next rainy season, inshallah, with the grace of Almighty, if we come, I will take you to the site where planting is done, and you will definitely know that what I'm telling you, that the communities are more, even extra careful. They are taking up this tree planting seriously, even more than the Department of Forestry, because now they know it. Let them know it, and that Forestry Department did a lot. We tried for the communities to know the benefit. Why? So these communities already, they have that in mind, and this is how they are working towards.
Okay, my name is Awasila. I'm the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer of the Large-Scale Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Project. I'm very impressed with the amount of work the staff of the Ecosystem-Based Adaptation actually put into this. We cover so many villages so far. We've restored about 4,200 seedlings in Sandikunda. We've been to Njael, we've been to Kumbul, we've been to some villages in LRR, Barokunda. Today we're doing mangrove restorations in Sandeng and Bajana. And then you all see that we restore about 320 bags in Bajana, which is not a small tax. But the villagers and everybody came out to actually support our cause, and we are very, very grateful for that. Before the planting, we did an assessment with the community, and they give us the awards that they will protect the seedlings. They actually made a request to us that they need this number of bags. Some said they need this particular seedlings. So the seedlings and propagules that we give to communities are demand-driven. We don't just impose it to the community, meaning they are ready to actually take a stand to protect the seedlings that we give them. So anything that we're doing, we make sure it is participatory. It's between the project and the community. It's not imposed on them. And the community actually gave us the award that they will take care of the propagules. From time to time, maybe monthly, we will be doing monitoring exercise to make sure that the villagers keep their promise, as well as we keep our part of the promise as well. We will be coming to do monthly monitoring and sometimes quarterly to see that the seedlings that we planted are actually we will look at the survival rate anything that is wrong or any challenges that we encounter this time around, it will be a learning point for us if we're doing subsequent planting activities in villages.
Timnyani